TNTM Show presents Comicast 299 with your host, me, JD, and I'm here to talk nerdy to you about comics for the week of August the 16th, 2017. As you can see, the compadre Pablo is not here, and we are at Casa de JD. That's because Pablo's on a much-needed vacation, so everybody wish Pablo a nice, restful time. But yeah, I'm here to talk about the comic books for the week of the 16th again. And yeah, we have our own grading scale here, buy, skim, pass. Variations on buy and skim, strong buy, strong buy, weak buy, strong skim, weak skim, which we rarely use nowadays. And of course, if we don't like something, it's a pass, you know. And of course, we have runners-up contenders for our best book of the week, The B-Bow, the back and bag of the week. And yeah, since it's just me today, I'll be having a little timer, whatnot. It's going to be about a minute-ish, and I have a little tone here. Hit Pablo up, let him know what this tone is. I'll hook you up with some code, a digital comic code or something, you know? Here's the code. All right, be pretty specific. I mean, it's pretty obvious, so you gotta get the name right. So, yeah, let's see here, and I think it's time to get started. Okay, first up, got Batman number 29, and it is. Let me pull up my information here. Yeah, I'm kind of ill-prepared here because there's only two of us to kind of talk the time out. It's the War of Jokes and Riddles, part number 4. Tom King did the script. Mikhail Janin did the pencils and the cover. Hugo Petraeus and Mikhail Janin did the inks. And June Chung did the colors. And Clayton Cowles, of course, did the letters. All right, so we have Bruce holding a peace meeting in Wayne Manor, again, with the Joker's crew and the Riddler's crew. And there's like a 7-course meal, and they keep discussing things over and over, saying, you know, what they want to do to create peace, you know. And it's pretty interesting because, I mean, you see the perspectives of both Joker and the Riddler. And then you have Bruce kind of sitting back listening for the first bit of it, and of course none of them know that Bruce is Batman, of course, and they keep serving these beautiful dishes and stuff, and like, yeah, I want to kill Batman, and Bruce is like, okay, convince me which one of you is like the most efficient, and I'll pay you money, but I'm not gonna pay you money now because the other one might get pissed off and, you know, try and kill me, and that's not good for business for anybody. Needless to say, they make their cases, and yeah, it's pretty amusing on what we have at the end. I really don't know what to say about this. I mean, I love the dialogue between the two sides, so we get a good perspective and more character development from the Joker. We get more character development from the Riddler, and then we see Bruce just getting passionate. I mean, straight passionate about Gotham and how he loves his city and stuff. Great writing. It's amazing writing. The art's pretty good. I'm actually going to give it a strong buy, but not a contender for the back and bag of the week. So maybe the finale or the next issue will be, you know, sufficient enough to get that taken care of. All right, so that one's out of the way. Let's see, or what else we got? We got some Hulk. Got some totally awesome Hulk next. All right. And it's Totally Awesome Hulk number 22. And it is written by Greg Pak. Robert Gill did the art. Nolan Woodard did the colors. And the letter is Corey Petit. Yeah. All right. And what we got here is the mutated Hulk, the Beta, is attacking the Weapon X crew, you know, Domino and Thunderbird. And of course, had Amadeus Cho going after the Weapon X team of the Claw people, more or less, and he's pissed off because they're killing people. So he goes to help out and fight against the Beta Hulk machine. Weapon X Wolver Hulk is what they call him. I think it's pretty amusing actually, and and all of a sudden we get the civilians in danger. The Thunderbird, I can't even speak. Thunderbird and Domino, they decide to save the humans and the civilians, whatnot. And Amadeus lets go and starts letting himself Hulk out. He starts whooping up on this, and Alpha gets released, and Alpha is pissed. And he goes after the biggest threat, which is the Beta Hulk. And the Beta Hulk is basically destroyed. He gets his butt whooped. And instead of fighting Amadeus Cho, he kind of runs off after the other Weapon X, the people that created him, thinking they're the bigger threat than the Weapon X and Hulk teams. And, of course, Weapon X stays together. They're going to go after him. But Amadeus kind of just says, screw you guys. Y'all are too much of a killer. I'm going to do this by myself. And he does that. So we're going to have the team split up. If you want to follow Amadeus Cho, you can go ahead and check out the next issue of Totally Awesome Hulk, number 23. And, of course, if you want to check out the Weapon H, which is this team of the Weapon X group, it's Weapon X number 7, which I believe comes out next week. Don't quote me on that, though. So, all in all, it's a pretty dang good issue. I mean, lots of action, lots of green. I love how Alpha came out and kind of showed what he's got, well, to a degree. I mean, it's not by far the full extent of his capabilities, but still, it is pretty freaking cool. So I will give this a strong buy, and I will also give it a contender because, man, this just looks great. Here's a digital code so you can check it out and let me know what you think. And shoot us a line, Facebook, Twitter, the community for Facebook, Tumblr. I mean, we're everywhere. Just hit us up. Let us know that you got these codes. Because, I mean, if you don't want these codes, we'll keep them and we'll give them out at cons and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of what we do anyway. All right, so digital code, A for Adam, 4-2, K for Kilo, F for Fantastic, W for Wesker, L for Lima, D for David, E for Eduardo, T for Tomas, 9-6. I'll put this aside. Alrighty, all right. So next up, we got some Green Lanterns, and that's number 29. And let's see here. This one would be written by Sam Humphries. Eduardo Pansica is the pencilist. Julio Ferreira is the inks. And Alex Solazo is the colors. And Tom Napolianto is the letterer. Gotta give props to the letters on some of these because, yeah, it's really good. Anyway, we continue our story of Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz training the first 7. And they're getting the hang of it. I mean, some of them are flying, some of them are creating constructs, some of them creating weapons. I mean, they're trying to control the willpower because, as we saw the Kryptonian in a couple of issues ago, she kind of let the willpower go over her head and went kapoof. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. And then they're like, okay, well, it's time. They're gonna go and face Bethune, and Bethune is like, kind of blowing up this planet, man. He's just wiping them out, just using his ring and kicking butt. They travel to this planet, and they see everybody in space, bodies everywhere, teddy bears everywhere, and the planet is blown up. It is gone. It went the way of the dodo. And they say the creed, the oath, at the end of the book to unite them and bring strength to their willpower and stuff. So, yes, very good issue. I'm really excited to see where this takes them and see how much growth Jessica Cruz has, because that's pretty much what this arc is. It is a growth for Jessica Cruz, since she's the only experienced person with a Green Lantern ring, and well, she's kind of taking charge here. So I really like this. This is great where it's going. It's strong by. It's a contender. Yeah, pick up this series. It's between the Green Lanterns and Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. There's a lot of good stuff going on. It's some great writing. I mean, hardly ever do we get this, consistently being great books, but the Green Lantern books since the DC Rebirth have been consistently really good writing, really good art. Keep up the work, guys. All right. Next up, let me mark that on my list. All right, next up, I got some astonishing X-Men numero dos. It's the Life of X Part 2. Charles Soule is the writer. Mike Deodato Jr. is the artist. Frank Martin is the color artist. And Clayton Cowles, again, is the letterer. And we pick back up with, the Shadow King, or Farouk, Farouk, doing the thing where he's talking to Xavier, because he's got Xavier prisoner, more or less, in the astral plane. And they're playing this little role-playing game with the X-Men that are also in the astral plane. And they're kind of just doing a, hey, this is your life type thing, where other characters are playing them. Like, there's this thing where Colossus and Kitty are playing Rogue and Gambit, and then they gender swap it so that Colossus is Rogue and Gambit is Kitty. And it's pretty amusing. And they're like, that kind of happened. X-Men are kind of trying to figure it out. And then you have the whole thing with Scott and Jean. They show them the Phoenix, what happened there. And then Wolverine's like, that's kind of not where it happened. That's not where it happened. And he's kind of snapping out of it. And Wolverine ends up being the first one to really realize what's going on. So, yeah, they kind of snap out of it and move on to the next section of the trials, which is where they pair up, where Gambit and Rogue go into one door, Wolverine and Phantom X go in another door. Wolverine goes in another door, and Phantom X and Mystique go into the last door. And we'll see where this takes us at the end, because it's pretty interesting. It's really psychological. I like where it's going. I like the character of the Shadow King. It's some good art, although it's really dark, but that's the way it's supposed to be. It's the Shadow King. It's the astral plane. And you can tell the difference between when you're in the astral plane and when you're not, due to the art style, which is perfect for this book. So, strong by and contender. And let me know what you think, because we got a digital code to give away. Let me grab it real quick. There we go. Digital code. Digital. Man, I should have went and pre-pulled these things off. There we go. All right. So, digital code: F for Phantom X, Z for Xeon, M for Mutant, X for Xavier, J for Juggernaut, N for Nitro, G for Gambit, X for Xavier, F for Phantom X, 8-1, B for Beast. Did I give that a strong buy and a contender? Because I was a strong buy and a contender. All right. Moving on to the next book. Got Superman numero 29. All right. This is, come on. Maybe I should put some coffee on my phone here for my timer. All right. Anyway, it is written by Keith Champagne. Pencils by Doug Mankey. Doug Mankey. Inks by Jaime Mendoza. Excuse me, Jaime. I didn't mean to call your name incorrectly. And Scott Hanna did that as well with Rob Hunter. And letters by Rob Lee. And colors by Will Quintana and Tony Avina. Yeah. Gotta love these Spanish names. They're doing some good stuff. So, yeah, we get kids are being abducted, missing, whatnot, and Superman's been put on the task to find these missing kids, and he's hunting around, and then we see this entity with yellow glowing eyes, going around kidnapping these little kids, whatnot, and Superman catches them in the act, follows their footprints and stuff, and come to find out, it's Parallax. So Superman gets his butt whooped for a little bit. He wakes up, and then he hunts down the Parallax again. And Parallax is kind of feeding off these kids, and then releases from the host the child he's doing. He's trying to scare the bejesus out of Superman, make him experience fear, whatnot. And Parallax and Super get into a fight, and then Parallax kind of takes over Supes, and yeah, he's like, nobody can hurt me now. I'm in the body of Superman. I'm invincible. And then a wild card comes in to say, nope, you got something that's mine. This is mine. So yeah, I'm not going to spoil that one at all, because that was a pretty good ending. Consistently, the last 3 or 4 issues of this comic have been amazing. This is no different. Strong by contender. Jeez, man. We're just picking them up this week. Yeah. All right. Next up, got some X-Men Blue. This is number 9. The reason I picked it up myself is because Pablo on the last issue said that it was great and amazing, and it had very, very little to do with the Secret Empire event, which I am totally not liking. It's just not for me. I mean, if you're liking the Secret Empire series and arcs, hit me up. Let me know what you think about it. Tell me why I should have read this book, this series. I mean, I know that I may get into a little bit of it later. I may read it in trade, and I really want to check out the Brave New World about Blade and stuff, because I really want to see what they do with Blade in this Marvel post-Secret Wars whatever thing, or posts, the new, all different Marvel whatever. You know what I'm getting at, but excuse me. But yeah, tell me why I should be reading this Secret Empire and why it's so good, because I just don't really like it. I really don't. So anyway, X-Men Blue, number 9. This would be written by Cullen Bunn, Corey Smith, and Tony Silas did the art. Colors by Matt Mia and Irma Knievel. Irma, if you can hear me, please tell me how to pronounce your name. And letters by Joe Caramagna. All right. Let's see here. Come on. All right, so we have Beast, Cyclops, basically the boys. Beast, Cyclops, Iceman, and Angel being captured by the White Queen, Emma Frost, and Havoc. Havoc's out there fighting against Polaris, Jimmy, who's the Wolverine from another dimension or whatever, is young, and Jean Grey. And Polaris is whooping up on Havoc, whooping up on him. Jimmy and Jean kind of go after the other guys. They release them, whatnot, and they're like, okay, yeah, we're going to go and get them. And they go after Cyclops, which, of course, he's with Emma Frost. And what's being done to him is that Emma's trying to put her ideal version of Scott in young Scott's body. It's weird. She wants the old Scott in young Scott's body, which is really creepy if you think about it. And I mean, to make a long story short, they defeat Emma Frost, and she kind of loses control over Zien, and they escape. And as a backlash of what happened, Scott and Jean are now kind of tied mentally, like they used to be back in the 80s with the X-Force and whatnot. I mean, or not X-Force, the X Factor comics in the 80s. So, I mean, it's kind of a throwback to that. And then, of course, we have a meeting at the end with Magneto and Hydra Cap about, the others are, the X-Men are not sanctioned to go into the new TN place, but I could get them to go into America and cause trouble for you. And he's like, nah, don't worry about it. And then, of course, we get the reveal of Bastion and Miss Sinister joining the ranks of Havoc and Emma Frost. So I thought it was a pretty good issue. I mean, I love the art. It was amazing, especially this one image of Scott and, kind of being brainwashed and whatnot. Very cool concept. I'm enjoying it. So it's strong buy, and it is a contender. I mean, come on, look at this cover, man. It's just gorgeous art. So, and you really can't get beyond that. I mean, that alone should be enough for you to go, yeah, I want to buy it. I want to get this. So how about you get it for free instead by checking out this digital code we got here. So we got 9, E as in Electra, L for Light, Y for YOLO, 8, 9, B for Beast, L for Light, X for Xavier, L for Light, F for Fantastic, and D for Doom. All right. Let's see here. Next up, I'm going to only cover a part of this book because it is quite a long book. And I'm going to flat out say it. This is a book you need to pick up because it's just beautifully written. It's just gorgeous. I like the concept. It took Pablo to talk to me last night to get me to read this thing. And yeah, I'm so glad I listened. I'm talking about the Dark Knights Metal #1. And this book is written by Scott Snyder, who is the Doom Commander. Greg Capullo. Sorry, Greg. He's the Painbreaker and the Penciler. The inks were done by Jonathan Guillotine Galpion. Colors are done by F.C.O. Placencia, who is also the Killer. And Steve the Slayer Wands did the letters. And, of course, Capullo, Galpion, and Placencia did the covers. And there's a lot of variant covers. I'm not even going to go into them. I'll probably post them in the group a little bit later because these covers are amazing. Just the covers alone just look fantastic. And there's several variants. So, yeah. All right. So let me just go ahead and go through the intro because that alone would make you buy this comic if you were to sit down and read this. So we have like 5,000 years ago, and it's got like a lizard kind of going through and running past these symbols and stuff. And you see the shadow of the bat, whatnot, and then the lizard goes splat. And then we find that the Justice League, which is the Flash, Cyborg, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Aquaman, are all in armor, gladiatorial armor, and they're in a Coliseum ring about to whoop up. And we have Mongol going, yeah, I'm going to make the Justice League fight, and they're weaklings and wimps and stuff. And they're going to go to war, and they fight against these big battle bots and stuff. And we find out that the Toy Man, who is this little kid like he was in the Batman, Superman, Public Enemies, cartoon movie, whatever, was the creator of these things. They kind of form a Megazord type thing and start. It's just amazing. It looks awesome. It's just like a Megazord, and it's robots. And that's just the intro. I mean, I can't even go any further because just the beginning makes it all Strong buy, contender. Get this. I didn't read any of the prequels and stuff because it didn't like the artwork and I didn't like the story and stuff. But this got me into what I need to be. So I may go back and read the other stuff because wow, that was amazing. All right. Next up, we have some Dick. Yes, we have some Dick. And Pablo's all here, not here. He missed the dick. Pablo's missing the dick. Let's see if I can find the credits because I had it not so long ago. Oh, there it goes. This is part 2 of Spiral. Tim Seeley did the writing. Javier Fernandez did the art. Chris Sotomayor did the colors. And Carlos M. Manuel did the letters. And Javier Fernandez and Chris Sotomayor did the cover. And Casey Jones and Hi-Fi did the variant cover. I had to say Casey Jones. I just had to say it. All right. So we have, Dick and Helena kind of going after the Spiral group of, operatives, whatnot. And they're taking them out, systematically, more or less. And then we have the defacer, kind of whining and wimping out or whatever, being poor, pitiful me. And, of course, Grayson and Huntress are just trying to be tactical and stuff. And they're doing a pretty decent job of it. And then they get their fat pulled out of the fryer because the Skull Girls come in and save them in a helicopter. And they play some music in the helicopter that disorients the teams. And they call it annoying pop music, like Ariana Grande. I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing, a bad thing, or what, because it's just kind of weird with the current events or the recent events with Ariana Grande and their music and stuff. But the Skull Girls kind of, say what happened to them, and there's this picture of them in the Spiral place. There's this chick with a Stone Sour shirt on, so I mean, props to that, man, because I'm a big Stone Sour fan myself. Yeah. I'm going to kind of skip through this and say that it was a really dark, visually book. The twist at the end is very interesting, to say the least. It is a strong buy, but it is not a contender due to the fact that I just didn't like the art style of this issue. It just didn't feel right. It was missing... it had a really noir thing to it, which is not a bad thing. It's just not for me. I mean, so again, strong buy, but not a contender. All right. Next up, I got the Ultimate Squared number 100. Now, as you've been knowing, if you've been following the cast for quite some time, I don't read the Ultimates. It's not my thing. I don't really care about the cosmic stuff. I don't really care about the storyline of, the world, the Lifebringer Galactus or whatever he's called. I mean, it's just not me. So I picked it up because it's just issue 100. I mean, it had to be something. And of course it had the classic Ultimates up there, Captain America, Iron Man, Hank Pym, the Ultimates, from the Ultimate Universe. And I wanted to see what that was going to go about. So let's review this issue here. The writer is Al Ewing, travel foreman Felipe Andrade, Marco Lorenzana, and Scott Hanna are the artists. Dan Brown with Matt Yaki are the color artists, and Joe Sambino is the letterer. All right. So we kind of start out in the One Above All, and he's kind of just doing some narration, and then we get to where Galactus and his Eternity Watch, the Cosmic Defenders, are kind of gathered together, and this is like Eon Prime or Ego Prime or whatnot. Then we switch to Counter Earth, which is where the High Evolutionary is at, along with whatever Reed Richards from the Ultimate Universe is calling himself now. And yeah, I mean, we come across the classic Ultimates, Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man, the Wasp, Ant-Man, or Giant Man, depending on Pym. And yeah, they're following the orders of Ultimate Reed Richards. And then he becomes a cosmic being of energy and kind of goes out and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, Eternity comes to him senses. So Eternity has now returned into a multiverse being, and there's like 7 different Eternities, which is really weird, and I don't quite get the concept to. And the Ultimates are those 7 different beings. And then again, things go back to normal. Ego becomes a free living head. The Order and Chaos, they kind of split up, and with the Living Tribunal, and the Living Tribunal goes, hey, let's discuss what you did. Order and Chaos, and of course the Ultimates from the Ultimate timeline kind of go off and do their thing, and they're quote hunting makers. I like how this goes. It is beautifully done. A lot of color here, especially when Galactus is in the picture, because of course he's gold. I mean, it's beautiful. Strong buy. This is a good book. If you haven't caught up on this, if you're just jumping into it like I did, this may not be a spot for you. However, for me, I enjoyed it enough to where it was like, okay, I can do it. So strong buy, not a contender, but a strong buy. All right. Next up, we got some Super Sons, and this is Super Sons number 7. It's $3.99, and come on, credits. This is the Planet of the Capes Part 2, and Peter J. Tomasi is the story and words. Jorge Jimenez is the artist. Alejandro Sanchez is the colorist, and Rob Lee is the letterer. Come on. Maybe I should turn my auto lock off, Anyway, we get it where they're the old man Robin is kind of still in the in the John, while the rest of the Teen Titans are recovering from their battle, whatnot. And they kind of convince Jonathan to don the cape of Superboy and join them on this little escapade, whatnot. And they go back and fight these little 3 villains that destroyed them: the Atom Master, Time Commander, and the Faceless Hunter. And they go ahead and they fight. They split up, and of course Jonathan uses his Superman abilities and his power to whoop some tail. And in the end, of course, Robin gets his youth back because he was an old man. They did make a couple of poop jokes at the beginning because incontinence, elderly, it's what you would expect from a kid book, because that's what this is. And he gets his youth back, and they're like, yeah, Jonathan, anytime you want to come back to the team. You're always welcome. So Damien's like, yeah, don't get used to this. And they're arguing at the end of the book, and these beings or creatures are kind of coming through the universe or whatever. I don't quite get it, because it's like a rip in space and time. It looks like these robots, and yeah, I'm not too sure what's going to happen, but it looks like we may be getting Superboy in the Teen Titans in the near future if this keeps up, because yeah, that was great. And since this book is so awesome, it comes to the digital code. So check it out for yourself. Let us know what you think about it, and tell us if you get this code, because we really like to know, hey, the code's getting used. So DC for Detective Comics 117. Love that number. 3, H for 8, Carly. Q for Quinn. 5, Q for Quinn. B for Batman. And G for Green Lantern. There you go. But strong by contender. Strong by contender. If I did not say it. Strong by contender. Did I say that was a strong by contender? Yeah, strong by contender. All right. Next up, got Spider-Man 2, number 2. And BMB, Brian Michael Bendis, is the writer. Sarah Pichelli is the artist. Elisabetta D'Amico is the inking assistant. Justin Ponzer is the color artist. And, of course, Corey Petit doing his thing on the letters, you know. I mean, these letter guys, they don't get enough props, you know. They don't get enough props. So we pick it up. And we got the Spider-Man, and they're going after the Taskmaster. We kind of just came out of nowhere. It was kind of weird. He just kind of portals in. Not sure how. And then he says this line, "You tell Miles Morales from me, if he can't honor a deal, then we got no deal." And, of course, Spider-Man Miles Morales hears this. He's like, "Yo, what did you say that name? Answer me, answer me, answer me." And, of course, he gets his butt kicked by the Taskmaster because, I mean, it's the Taskmaster. He's like the ultimate fighter. You know, he's so awesome. And so him and Peter have this nice little discussion about if there's a Miles Morales on this this Earth that he's on, Earth Prime, 616, whatever. He's like, let's just go talk to Jessica Jones. You know, Jessica Jones is an old high school friend of mine, and she's a detective. And she's like, yeah, I even hacked the SHIELD database, and there's no Miles Morales here. And they would know because they're SHIELD. So they're like convinced, and then they do a whole other thing where they're trying to find the Taskmaster, and this guy on the plane who's getting away with Taskmaster sees video of Miles Morales taking off his mask and kind of giving it up and walking away from it. And then this other guy with scars all over his face, he's looks like Miles Morales with scars all over his face. He says, go back there, kill them both, or I kill you. Can I be more clear? And that's where we end it. I mean, wow, that's just this is an interesting book. This is a very interesting book. I'm enjoying it so far. This is the second issue I've got. So, strong by contender. I like it. This is something I'm enjoying the hell out of. Tell us what you think. 6, A for Adam, Z for Zed, C for Chameleon, W for Winter, Y for Yellow, R for Richter, 6-2, U for Umbrella, H for Harry, H for Harry. They need to make some Spider-Man stuff. All right. And the final book I got for the week, Generations, number 1, All New Wolverine and Wolverine. These two are the best at what they do. And sometimes what they do ain't too nice. And sometimes it is nice. And we'll see that here in a minute. All right. So what we got here? We got Tom Taylor is the writer. Ramon Rosanas is the artist. Nolan Woodard is the colorist. Corey Petit is also the letterer here, man. Corey Petit, man, he's been doing some good stuff. He's been doing some real good stuff. All right. So it looks like we're bringing up in like Tokyo. Looks like Wolverine, the classic Wolverine, Logan, is fighting the Hand. And he is getting his butt whooped. And he's like, man, I think I'm going to die. I think I'm going to die. And then, of course, Laura comes up and is like, hey! And then they start freaking killing and ganking people all together. And it's just amazing, amazing, amazing fighting battle. And they're like, okay, well, they kidnapped this little kid and the one that Wolverine's been trying to raise. and they go after, and they get caught in an explosion, and Wolverine still tries to cover up Laura's body because he's like, okay, well, I'm going to save you because whatever. And then they save the kid and kill the hand, and Sabretooth and Laura go after it, go at it, and of course Laura beats the crap out of Sabretooth. It's pretty hardcore. So yeah, it's pretty hardcore. And then she's like, man, I never knew you. You should go in there and talk to your daughter, read her a bedtime story. Be a father, be a good dad, because that's what you are. You're a good dad. You're the best at what you do, and be a good dad. And he goes, and she leaves and just kind of disappears, which is weird because I think this happens after the Secret Empire. It's what it feels like. And they both learn a lesson, and he goes, I can't wait to meet you, and she goes, goodbye, Dad. The next issue with the all-new Wolverine is going to feature Daken. Yeah, I haven't seen Daken in a long time, so I'll enjoy that. Strong by Contender. Great book. All right. So that was my books for the week. If you heard my reviews, man, you pretty much already know what I'm going to pick. You already know what I'm going to pick. But I'm going to tell you anyway. So my runner-up for B-Bow is X-Men Blue number 9. Oh, just that cover art. It's amazing. The story was fantastic. This is one of those things where it was just, it didn't even need the Secret Empire on it. Take it off and then you'll have a better book. So that's my runner-up. As you can guess, Dark Knight Metal number 1. That's my B-Bow. I mean, I only got through to reviews with you guys the intro, just the intro, and it was amazing. So I'm going to be picking that series up. I'm going to be reviewing it. I think Pablo's going to be reviewing it. It's a great book. Again, that is my contender, my B-Bow of the week, my best book of the week. Scott Snyder, thank you. Thank you, Scott Snyder, for putting that amazing work of material out. Greg Capullo, thank you as well. That's some great art. Thank you. Keep up the good work. You keep this up, guys. I'll keep buying it. I'll keep reviewing it. I'll keep making it the best book of the week because this is what it was. The best book of the week. All right. So now that I'm done reviewing and ranting about that awesome book, I need to talk to you about a nice little Netflix show that dropped on Friday called The Defenders. Yeah, The Defenders dropped on Friday the 18th. I've caught about 6 episodes myself. Love it. The first episode sets the tone of it. By the 4th episode, you've either completely lost your mind and are enthralled by the lore that they're bringing up and explaining, or you just either lost interest and you just need to stop watching TV altogether because the series is amazing. If you don't have Netflix, go get Netflix for a month and then go watch this because this is amazing. It's only 8 hours, only 8 episodes, but wow, I'm very impressed. And next week on Netflix, we get Death Note with the amazing voice acting of William Dafoe. Oh man. All right. So I have the unique pleasure of never watching Death Note, the animated series, the anime. Never watched it. Never read the manga. Nothing. So I'm going into this thing blind. I have no bias. I have no opinion. And I'm ready to watch it. That way I can go, okay, yes, I like this movie. And then go and watch the anime. So I'll be reviewing that here in the near future. I'll put out my review for The Defenders once I finish watching it. The wifey over here, she's going to watch The Defenders here soon as well. So I'll get her take on it and I'll relay that information. Might even get her to record with me about it. So, yeah. And if you can't notice, I have cut the hair, so I am no longer a long-haired hippie because I donated 17 inches of my hair to a good cause, you know? So let me know what you thought about today's, ad lib podcast, Comicast, because this is pretty much my first time riding solo on this without my buddy Pablo here. Here it's kind of lonely, and I want to know what you think of what I did. I don't know. I can't judge myself. I think I did a pretty decent job. So let me know what you think. Check us out on social media, TNTM the show everywhere. Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube. There's a Facebook community. And just hit us up. TNTM the show. Soon, we're going to be going to Santa Fe Comic-Con in 2 months. So we'll be having some footage from that. We should be releasing some footage from Duke City Comic-Con in the near future, along with some other stuff that Pablo and I did at Albuquerque Comic-Con that we have yet to really mess around with. We got some footage we really didn't release because we didn't know what to do with it too much. So, yeah. Again, keep up with us. Talk nerdy to me. And keep your eyes hungry for comics.